When someone says an argument is valid in layman's terms, often they mean that the argument is strong or that the argument is true. But in formal logic, a valid argument actually means something very different. A valid argument in formal logic means that the conclusion necessarily follows from the premises. An example of this would be a disjunctive syllogism such as P or Q, not P, therefore Q. Here, if the two premises are true, the conclusion must be true. It might help to give an example where the letters are given a concrete example. Either I have an apple on my desk or I have an orange on my desk. I do not have an apple on my desk. Therefore, I have an orange on my desk. Hopefully this is clear to see that if P1 and P2 are in fact true, then the conclusion is necessarily true. I should also point out here, the validity speaks nothing about whether an argument is actually true or not. It may be the case that both P1 and P2 in the previous argument are both false, but that would not change the fact that the argument is still valid. In this case, it would just be the case that the premises are false, and therefore the conclusion may be false. Notice I said maybe and not necessarily, because it may also be the case that both premises are false, but the conclusion is in fact true. Remember, validity only says that if the premises are true, then the conclusion is necessarily true. It doesn't speak of the truth of the premises. The reason validity is important is that it means if an argument is proven to be valid, one can't argue that the conclusion doesn't follow. If one wants to knock down the argument, they have to attack the premises. If, however, an argument was presented that was not valid, then one can say the argument does not follow. For example, either I have an apple on my desk or I have an orange on my desk. I have no apples in my pantry, therefore I have an orange on my desk. Here, the conclusion doesn't follow from the premises. One can accept both premises but still reject the conclusion. One can't do that with a valid argument.